The Rocket Review is sponsored by Why Not Saloon.
We're so thrilled to finally have on the show an incredible country music singer, songwriter, entertainer, and she also has her own cooking video shows, Hannah Dasher. You know,
Hey.
I've been wanting to have you on the show for so long, and you and I were talking before we came in studio, Hannah. Your songs are so incredible, and that's what really stuck me with it was, you know, the traditional country music and your voice.
Well, that means a lot to me. Well, a little country, a little rock and roll, a little soul.
Well, you know, and you're originally from Georgia.
I am,
you know,
Savannah area.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you've been here in Nashville since 2010, and we got to talk
Yes,
about this new
off and on.
album you've got coming out later this year, Wanted.
The live
The
album, yes.
live album. And it's like, I wish you could have found a better studio to work on this in.
Well, you mean a live venue?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
but you
yeah.
ended up going to Neon Steeple.
A lot of folks don't know, so Eric Church has opened up there's a bar, but within this bar, this huge bar, there's this venue. It's about 1,000 cap venue, and Ray Wiley Hubbard has performed there. And
Oh,
Eric,
yeah.
last year, Eric did about 19 shows there. Wow. He's doing a few shows there this year, but they had me come and do 2 shows there.
Yeah.
Last year, and we recorded the one in November, and so I want to give that to the public and showcase what me and my boys do live, which is a little different than what you hear on the Nashville recordings.
But I'll tell you what, I love what you do live, and I was watching the videos, and obviously I'm going to come see you live, and you know, you're like a regular on the Opry also, Hannah, which is, you know, between your hit songs, and I got to bring this up too, the songs you've written for other artists, including Brad Paisley.
Yes, and
Lainey.
Lainey, and Ian, and well, I mean, you got to eat and you got to buy some hair and things like that. I am due on Botox, but anyway.
It seems like things are really coming together for you, though, with your songs and with and I got to bring up also the incredible things that you do, like we were talking about on Instagram and TikTok. Stand by your pan.
Stand by your pan.
I was telling my producer
Yes.
Matt, I can't stop watching those. You know, with all these little hints on everything that you cook. You know, Southern cooking.
Yes, good old Southern soul food. I grew up in the Savannah, Georgia area, which is it's kind of the mecca of soul food, if you will, and
Yeah.
I've got the influence of 8 generations of European, Austrians meets the Geechee Gullah African descendant cooks who are known for really flavoring their food, and so you put that together and boom, it's just it's hard to beat.
You do it
the
so
food
well. I'll
look
tell you
up.
what, just watching it,
You won't
it's
have
like
a thigh gap.
it's like I get hungry, and also I think I gain pounds every time I watch you doing these cooking things, you know, and with everything else you've got going on, including a huge European tour in UK kicking off in October, but there's been rumors that HarperCollins has signed you on for a little.
Oh, that's all we could say now. I'm not supposed to be talking about it, but yes, we have embarked on a big project with HarperCollins. I'm very excited, and you'll be hearing more about that end of the year and next year.
Well, you know, and once again, I enjoy bragging on you, but also People Magazine has bragged on you, Rolling Stone, Billboard. You were one of the Fender Next Artist.
Love my Fender family.
I mean, it's like going, it seems like there's a lot of positive energy coming behind what you're doing over the last few years, Hannah.
Well, I appreciate it. A lot of energy. Just it takes about $1 million or $2 million to do this. So I'm so blessed to have a touring career in spite of no terrestrial radio play. And
but huge on playlists and selling out concerts, headlining this year. And I thought when you were saying 1 or 2 million, I thought you were going to talk about your TikTok following, because I think that's a little over 1.6 million.
It is. Well, when they have access to my feed, yes. Food is a uniter in a way. You know, we can all agree on soul food or chocolate cake or fried chicken, and so the Stand By Your Pan or my TikTok platform has been so great for bringing non-country music fans and country music fans together. And so when you go to a Hannah show, and I'm a club level artist, I play some theaters, but I'm a club level artist. You know, you're going to see a really eclectic audience out there. So and I love it. I mean, when I went to see the Dixie Chicks 10, 15 years ago, I mean, I went with I had my purple-haired gay friends on my right and my, George Boot wearing redneck buddies on my left. We all came together. So music is,
It's the ultimate uniter.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also, you're going to be headlining stuff too. I think you're going to, there's some other artists like Eric Church and Alan Jackson who started out in smaller venues also. Then they started playing some bigger ones.
This overhead is killing me. Right.
But I got to bring this up to where it's like you got hooked on doing music at only 3 years old.
Yeah, I was young.
After an Alan Jackson concert.
Yes. I mean, I watched it from my granddaddy's arms. I don't want to bore you to tears with that. But when you grow up in the 90s and you've got Alan Jackson and Dwight Yoakam and Randy Travis and Joe Diffie, and you've got all that, Lori Morgan and Reba, I mean, how can you not fall in love with it?
Right.
And then I joke, when I got into boys, when I hit puberty, I discovered rock and roll. Mm-hmm. And so I was tickled to do a show or two with Travis Tritt this year, who is so good at infusing rock and roll and country music. Hank Jr. is one of my biggest heroes, and he is so good at infusing rock and roll and country music.
And you've opened for Hank Jr. and for Lynyrd Skynyrd.
I have my favorite rock and roll band of all time, and so when you come to a live show, you get a little of my rock and roll. I mean, it's
I think you
never
merge
a
them
dull
all.
moment.
And plus, you're a great slide guitar player too.
Well, you got to have good tone.
You do, but I mean, you just sound so great. And once again, mentoring, your Fender guitars, your Tellys, and your Acoustasonics, but also there might be some other guitars coming out.
Well, I know I've joked earlier. I'm having a polygamous relationship now with Fender, but yes, I've got a Gibson or two I'm going to bring out.
Well, it seems only right though, since you did visit the Led Zeppelin house. I watched your
video.
video.
Gosh, yeah, heavily ranked.
Yeah, so when you're like walking through there, I'm like going, oh my gosh.
Well, Led Zeppelin just put out a documentary, a new documentary, and so I wanted to share the video that I made when I went to London. This would have been last year, so. We have to edit this out, I guess. But anyway, I wanted to share the. Well, let's start this way. So I played C2C in London.
Right.
For the first time last year, and I knew that Headley Grange, which is not just Led Zeppelin, is recorded there. It's before Bad Company, cut Bad Company there. If you're a rock and roll fan, I think Fleetwood Mac is also recorded there.
Right.
Anyhow, I didn't know how to find this place, who to contact, so I looked up the coordinates on the map. And I wrote a letter, and told them who I was, and they responded. And they just happened to catch an interview of mine on BBC, thank God. And they reached out, and so he had fresh flowers in every room. But I mean, I wept when I walked into that building just to see, that's the Stairway to Heaven.
Powerful videos.
Yeah, like Stairway to Heaven was written there, Black Dog was written there. So many of those rock and roll songs and moments, that I love happened there. Anyhow, and the video's online, and there's some B-roll, I'm sure.
Just incredible. Well, and I got to bring this up also. Besides the Wanted, the live concert coming out this fall, also I heard rumor that maybe a Waylon Jennings song.
Tribute, yes.
Doing a tribute thing this year.
Yes. Well, it just seemed fitting. The song Wanted, it says, I don't want to be an outlaw, but if the boot fits, which obviously you've got to go into Outlaw Bit by Waylon Jennings.
Right.
And I've always loved Waylon. I keep if you ever watch me live on TikTok, you'll see, in my living room, you'll see this huge, gaudy, tacky pastoral scene. And that once hung in Waylon and Jesse's office.
Wow.
Anyhow, and so I got to visit Waylon's home place. I was trespassing. when I was in just outside of Lubbock this past summer when I played Lubbock for the first time, and so my girlfriend gave me the coordinates on the map. She was like, it's unmarked. You got to know where you're going to get there.
Right.
And so I might have walked away accidentally. I found an old mule shoe on the ground, and I kicked the bugs off of it. But that's also that piece of wood and that mule shoe that you see on my lives is that was from the home place of Waylon Arnold Jennings.
Oh my gosh, you are the real. Well, I think you do the outlaw thing very well, also.
Well, I'm not trying to be. I want to play by. You never don't want to fit in.
Right.
But I just I've done my own thing, and I've had to pave my own lane. And if it works for the mainstream, great. If it doesn't, great. I'm going to do what I do, and people are going to gravitate towards whatever they find authentic. You know what I mean?
And that's what I admire about you is the authenticity, the way you write songs. I mean, you've been writing since you were a teenager, but just your voice and you make it you. and you bring in, all of your influences, whether it be from country or from rock. You make it Hannah Dasher, and
Or
I
my
think that's
fate, yeah.
and I think that's why I think the fans love you so much.
Well, thank you. We're a little Saturday night and a little Sunday morning, but I mean well.
Well, I'll tell you what, and your music is just incredible. Like I told you, it's like I can't wait to hear the live album and the new songs you're working on also, and other things possibly author-wise
Yes.
that we can't talk about. Well, I want to make sure for our viewers, though, Hannah, for your shows, you and your band are going to be out on the road, probably going to appear at the Opry again. You're going to be everywhere. Music coming out. Where do they need to go for website, social media, everything Hannah Dasher?
Dates and ticket links are on at hannahdasher.com. Keep up with me on Instagram at Hannah Dasher. Keep up with me on TikTok at Hannah Damn Dasher. Hannah Dasher was taken.
Yeah.
But yes, and on Facebook as well. So subscribe to YouTube, all the things. Welcome to my little world, and come see us live when you can.
And I'll tell you what, also check out all of our videos for Stand By Your Pan. You're going to love them as much as I do. I think for the Wanted also, you need like a Wanted poster with like your face on it.
Oh, there's a mugshot. You'll see the artwork. Right
Maybe
there,
coffee mugs and everything. There's got to be some great merch
Oh,
here.
coffee mugs. That's a good idea. Well, I've just launched my little vintage apron section, so that you'll be shopping for vintage aprons as well when you come see me live.
I'll tell you what.
With handwritten recipes attached to them.
How incredible. And check out all of her music. I'll tell you what, she's got a bunch of it out there on streaming sources and everything. Hopefully this new album will be on vinyl also. It should be. You're going to love all of her songs as much as I do, but go see her live. Hannah Dasher.
Thank you, Eric.
So
You doll.
Check her out, Hannah Dasher.
The Rocket Review is sponsored by Why Not Saloon.